Tonight is Wednesday, August the 10th, 2022. It's about 11:13 p.m. Tonight I want y'all to pay close attention to the videos that's going to be connected with this. I want you to pay close attention to today being 509 days ago since my son Brian Lamont John's body was found hung on Friday, March the 19th, 2021 in Carbondale, Illinois. And immediately, the Carbondale Police Department, the so-called Deputy Coroner Sam Bryant, who I still today haven't found him nowhere in the Jackson County, Illinois Coroner's Department directory. All I seen him is working at a white funeral home as a director of the merited funeral home. But justice for Brian Lamont Johns. But I want to show you how God worked. Now you will see a news clipping from today or yesterday, Tuesday, August the 9th, 2022, concerning the mayor of Carbondale, Illinois, who after the Carbondale, Illinois City Council meeting ended yesterday, Tuesday, August the 9th, 2022, he allegedly said he went home and guess what? He found his wife dead. But guess who he called? The Carbondale Police Department. Guess what they immediately did? Asked the Illinois State Police to get involved, to investigate. Now, you will see two clippings. The one, when you see my daughter speaking, that is in August of 2021. When you see me speaking, it's July of 2021. Both of them at a city council meeting in Carbondale, Illinois, asking them to have an independent investigator to the death of my son, Brian Lamont Johns. And you will hear the mayor ask, is there anyone independent that we can have investigate, like the Illinois State Police? And you will listen to the chief of police, who I believe all of them had, the police department had something to do with my son's death. So it definitely wouldn't have been a legitimate investigation, which they closed it saying it was a suicide. But you see, he said that they sent some material to the state police, and the Illinois State Police is working with them. But let me tell you the truth about it. You see, the Illinois State Police only took some evidence of my son's death because of the fact that the Carbondale Police Department said it was a suicide. When it's a suicide, the Illinois or the State Police Department don't investigate. See, that's what they did. They said that so the Illinois State Police wouldn't take over like they doing the mayor's wife. But to show you, God don't like ugly. You see what I'm saying? Now here it is, the mayor. He ain't asking, can we get somebody else? They got somebody else. They got the Illinois State Police. But they wouldn't do that for my son's death. See, the Illinois State Police didn't investigate my son's death. They just took a few material that the Carbondale Police Department gave them. You see what I'm saying? My son's death was more suspicious than this mayor's wife's death. She was found at home. My son was found in a hallway at a place that he didn't stay. Nobody in the building knew him. His shirts was gone. His pockets was pulled inside out. Drugs was in his socks. His shoes were still on. A white female had his t-shirts. Another white female had his wallet. and another white female had his food stamp card. Now, how suspicious would that be? Why wouldn't the Illinois State Police be asked to investigate that? You know why? The mayor is white, the chief of police is white, the mayor's wife is white. All the people that had some surroundings with my son's death or his body or his property was white. Y'all figure that out.
Come through there. The only way he could have hung himself on there is his head went through the bars, and ain't no way his head went through the bars. I'm asking y'all because they told me what they sent to the Illinois State Police, just swabbed the buckle of the belt. Somebody could have had that belt the way he was. Rigor mortis was already set in. I worked on ambulance in the 80s in Chicago, and rigor mortis had to be set in. His arm was all the way through the bar up to here, and his other hand like this, and money balled up in his hand. Tell me how a person would be able to hang themselves and rigor mortis done set in already. I'm asking y'all to have them to send all of my son's clothes to the Illinois State Police. I'm asking y'all to even get an independent investigator because they made up their mind. The coroner never contacted me, but the funeral home in Chicago where we had my son's funeral, they called me about a week ago and told me that the death certificate was there, and my daughter in Chicago got him, and they said the coroner certified it on the 23rd of June, and never contacted us. I'm asking y'all to have somebody else to investigate my son's death because I know he didn't commit suicide. And the facts will show that he didn't commit suicide. And the only way that they saying suicide is try to clear up so they won't scare people away. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir. Is there some agency that does an additional investigation? Like does the state police have someone, or?
Well, I think that's an option, but I don't know if Chief Reader wants to discuss this. This is still being actively investigated, I believe.
Be sure to give us your name, Chief.
Sure. Chief Stan Reno. It is an open investigation right now. We are actively working with the State Police Crime Lab. They do have some exhibits that they've accepted in this investigation, and they're examining those items. So we're waiting on the results on that. The coroner's office did file a report, but not all of that information has made it to us at this point, and we will be sharing all that information with Mr. Ivey as it becomes available. And then we will ultimately be sending all of the completed investigations to the state's attorney's office for review to determine if there's probable cause or if there's any evidence that a crime has been committed for possible prosecution.
All right. Thank you, sir. They will stay. Come back up if you like.
I'm going to tell you what their investigation is, what I was told by the investigating sergeant. When he said that they're investigating, the sergeant made it clear to me and my two young daughters on the 8th of June, he made it clear to us that they in-depth investigation. It started after I put my YouTube up. I put my YouTube up on the 24th when I came down and seen. I knew there wasn't no way my son could have committed suicide. On the 25th, they started it. The sergeant, Jared Dunnigan, said he assigned himself to the case, but he told me on the 8th that the death investigation is going one way, and that's to suicide. He told me it don't lead no place else. But if it don't lead no place else, where would my son Wally be in the 900 block of Oakland Street where the female got it, and she was going to give it to me, and then when I put it on my YouTube, all of a sudden she described a sergeant from the...
Hello, my name is Nicole Ivey, and I'm the sister of Brian Lamar Jones. And I just want to say that we would really appreciate if y'all would get an independent investigator, because none of us believe that he committed suicide. And if you look at all the facts and the pictures of the hanging, you will see that he didn't hang himself, because in the pictures his arms was placed too perfect, and you can tell that it was two people that had to do it, and I feel like it was very unprofessional for the chief to tell me and my family that my brother had demons in him. And I know he's going to say that he didn't say it because last time we were here he said he didn't say it, but I just feel like as a law enforcement officer that you shouldn't say that to the victim's family, and that's very unprofessional and disrespectful to say. And we would very much appreciate, again, if you all get an independent investigator or tell them to let us at least get the pictures, because they won't give us the pictures, so we can just do it ourselves. Thank you.
Just into the newsroom, Illinois State Police are investigating the death of Teresa Henry. She's the wife of Carbondale Mayor John Henry. ISP reports when the mayor got home last night and found his wife dead and called the Carbondale Police Department. She was pronounced dead at the home. An autopsy is scheduled for Friday, and ISP is investigating the death at the request of the Carbondale Police Department.